And in fact, you know, Canwell was not reelected when he tried to run again. Some of the others made it through another session of the legislature, but Canwell did not make it. And actually, Canwell should have been, I think, prosecuted for some shenanigans he engaged in. He deliberately hid and or destroyed some of the records which showed the fact that the witnesses were lying, especially about Mel Rader. Also, while nobody followed this up so much, there was a whole mass of perjury that related to the Jameses, Burton and Florence James. They were supposed to have had conferences in the Soviet Union. They did visit the Soviet Union, but the alleged conference with high communist authorities were somebody's figment of imagination. They were supposed to have attended a place called Breel's Farm, also attended by Mel Rader in New York. Another figment of Hewitt, I think, was the witness's imagination. Now, Hewitt himself had a rather dramatic, well, I shouldn't say demise, but follow-up. Number one, he just got out of town, and Lloyd Charette, who was at that time later became a Superior Court judge, but at that time was a prosecuting attorney, was convinced that Hewitt's testimony was false, and directed the issuance of a warrant for perjury against Hewitt. The Canwell Committee assisted him in getting a plane to New York, getting him out of town before the warrant could be served. He arrived in New York, and the first thing that happened to him when he got to New York was that he lost his voice. He had to be locked up, or not locked up, but he had to be sent to, what's the psychiatric institution in New York? What?
Bellevue?
Bellevue, right. He was hospitalized in Bellevue for something like 60 or 90 days, unable to speak. I thought that was a kind of a dramatic punishment. If you believe in miracles, you could say, hey, there's where what happened. He couldn't talk after lying for at least 90 days. They shut him up. So I sort of believe in miracles the way that Fidel Castro believes in miracles. I think they're mostly accomplished by human, and my father too, my clergyman father. They mostly are accomplished by marvelous human beings. But every now and then things happen that you say, hey, if anybody is up there believing in justice, why they're doing it. Not very often, though. They sure let a lot of injustice go by.